my buddy Vincent, he goes, he's a little shit starter, bro. He's a little shit starter. I love him to death, but he fucking likes to talk shit, just stir the pot, right?
Yeah.
So he goes, hey, bro, look, I don't know how to, just out of nowhere. He's like, hey, bro, I don't know how to tell you this, but my girlfriend said if you get a cash, she don't trust you.
Just some
Like,
straight
what?
out of pocket shit.
It's just straight out of pocket. Like he pulled out lint and threw it at me for no goddamn reason. And guys, welcome back. Episode 12. We are so sorry that we did not put an episode out last week. But it was all in the good. It was all for the better, for my mental health, for my psyche. I went on vacation and that's why we didn't. But we are back with episode 12, and we love you and all the support and everything that you guys have been offering us. Of course, as always, dude, I'm accompanied by my homie.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
HYLAND.
I go by many names. DJ White Boy Carnage, you know.
DJ White Boy Carnage.
Many aliases.
What's up, dude?
Not much. Just literally, I mean, you know, we had a little mishap there, and then we're fucking back at her. No, I went to work on Thursday, I think.
Yeah.
No, Wednesday. Yeah, I went to work.
Wednesday?
Yeah, I went to work on Wednesday. It was very interesting. Again, I work Sunday, Monday now, so you guys know my work schedule. Feel free to come say hi. Just kidding. Stay the fuck away from me.
Hey, do you make commissions?
No.
Oh, okay. So I don't have to buy anything. We'll just come say hi.
Yeah. You can just come say hi. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. That's like, you know, working out. Just, you know, trying to keep busy, keep a good schedule.
Definitely.
Yeah. What about you? How was your trip?
Dude, fucking Seattle is sick. I've been one other time, and it was a lot of fun this time. A lot of my IRL homies flew up from Arizona, and me living in Portland, you know, I'm like a 2.5 hour drive, bro.
Yeah, you're close.
Dude, so I just zipped on up. We rented this fat Airbnb. It's like a 3-story house. Just like, it's like 2 minutes from like the heart of downtown Seattle, bro. It's so sick. It's yeah, dude, it was 3-bedroom, 2-bath. The whole downstairs was like its own living room, kitchen, dining room. They had a big ass screen TV, and then to top it all off, they had a rooftop patio, bro.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and it was equipped with like outside seating. It was all private to our own Airbnb, and yeah, with a propane tank or a propane lit what is it called? A
barbecue?
fire pit.
Oh, fire pit. Oh yeah, shit. Dude. What the
Yeah, it was it was so fun. It was expensive, but it fit, you know?
Yeah.
Like the amenities fit the price. And obviously we're paying those city of Seattle prices, which is super sick. But dude, we had a great fucking time. What is sad though, dude, is how COVID, and I know I say this a lot, and everybody knows that COVID is obviously affecting, you know, our economy and just our way of life. But I haven't really been outside of my house in goddamn forever. So to actually go out and experience it, or at least try to experience the life, you know, amidst COVID.
Yeah.
It's so weird, bro. A bunch of businesses are out of, they're out of business. It's really cool to see some businesses really thriving, because there are a lot of like businesses out there, you know, whether it's like ice cream shops,
they're adapting shops,
they're adapting, and they're actually really busy. And I had mentioned this. We were walking down a street, and I was like, wow, like these places are fucking lined up with people like waiting to get in. And my buddy Randy turns to me and he goes, yeah, dude, it's people that have been locked up for so long, and now they're like trying to go do shit. And it occurred to me, it's just like, yeah, dude, like we have been locked up for so long with nothing really to do, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. We have been like, I haven't been to a restaurant in well over a year now, since the pandemic started. But like, I think I was just gonna say, like, I think it's a giant privilege that we get to be, you know, we can social distance and be locked up in our own homes.
Sure.
and have that, because like if you look at India and stuff, they don't have that privilege. It's
Oh,
not really a freedom.
you talking
Yeah,
about like in India
yeah,
or
yeah. In India, with like what's going on right
okay.
now and being so compact,
Mm-hmm.
like it kind of just puts in perspective like how lucky we are to have our own space to be able to do
It's
that.
true. It's really true. It's really weird though, man. Like, so a lot of these businesses, not only out here in Portland, but in Seattle, like we're very similar. Seattle's
Mm-hmm.
obviously a little bigger. But they have built these street side sections that aren't completely enclosed.
Yep.
But they have tables still, and like some of these bars or taverns, they'll have like an outside smoking area where you can stand at a certain table with your group and you can smoke and have a
Mm-hmm.
drink and stuff. But it's like, dude, there's barely 6 feet between every party. But and besides that, the parties, will go up to like 4 to 5 people. And it's like, is this really helping? Like, I understand, like, in order to keep the business going, things have to be,
Yeah.
adhered to, which is fine. But like, is this really actually helping? Like,
No.
why can't we just wear masks and walk around the cabin, so to
Yeah.
speak?
Yeah.
It's just, it's weird, bro. And it like kind of makes me mad but also thankful at the same time that you're right. We do get to do these things.
Yeah, it's definitely more of a lot of people look at it as freedom, but I really look at it as a privilege, because we have those opportunities, because other countries
Right.
don't. So like it's not just a freedom, because if we lived in those other countries, it's still a privilege to even have that thing, like to go
Sure.
out and do those things.
Yeah, it's really weird. I don't know how much I agree with looking at it. I don't know if I like looking at it that way. Just because like, yeah, it
I,
is a
I just mean more
privilege.
lucky, like
W-
because
w-
the way our cities and countries are structured and the situation we're in.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely I'm grateful for 100%, 100%. I am
Yeah.
very grateful. But I don't know. Every country is their own, and I feel like we're really fucked up, so I don't like to come this is just me personally, like I
Yeah,
don't like to
fair.
compare. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's 100%. That's 100% fair. But like, we're all going through this. We're all going through COVID together
We are.
as the
That's
world.
true.
So like, I kind of wanna, when I look at it as a whole, and
Mhm.
how each country is affected, because we're all going through it, and looking at, well, like, we do get our own space, and that isn't a human right to have your own, like, to have your own house and to have your own space. It isn't really a human right. It isn't in the, I think, believe 48 rights or 42 human rights to have that space.
Mhm.
So that's why, to me, it's not just a freedom. It's, it's we're very lucky, and try not to take it for granted, and it's more of a privilege to me. I understand if people don't agree with that, but that's kind of just the way I think about it.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. I don't know. It's some crazy shit.
Yeah, it's really weird, dude. But other than that, like the trip was really good.
Yeah, that's
I
awesome.
it I don't like vacationing for too long because like I like to have, oddly enough, my own fucking space. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? Like I like the fact that I have my one
Yup.
bedroom, one bath apartment to myself. I can do whatever the fuck I want. But it's good. Like going out in vacation in spurts, like, maybe 3 nights, 4 days, or 4 nights, 5 days. You come back on the fifth day. Something like that. Nothing typically over a week unless it's for like some type of event where it's like
Yeah.
a wedding where you have to go to to all the events that a wedding offers, like what are they called? Fuck, I hate marriage, so I don't know what it's called.
Wait, what do you mean? The venues for
What
what?
like yeah, so like you have your wedding, but then you also have like a bachelor party, bachelorette party.
Yeah,
But what's
honeymoon,
the other one called? No, I don't go on the honeymoon when I
stag
visit a
party,
wedding, but what's it called?
stag party. I don't fucking know.
Dude, it's a dinner. What is that dinner
It's a
called?
dinner.
Are you kidding me?
It's a dinner.
Bro, it's a
Is it a
dinner.
dinner
It's like a
before or after
it's
marriage?
a rehearsal dinner. That's what it is. Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
I don't know much
But
about marriage.
usually but yeah, I don't that's what I'm saying is like I didn't know either, but like if you're going to a wedding that takes like a week because you have all of those little events
Mm-hmm.
leading up to the main event, that's understandable, but I want to just be chilling on my own, you know what I mean?
I feel that you get a little homesick a little bit.
Oh, dude, for sure homesick, but it was great. I love seeing my fucking friends, dude. They're all my best friends. Couple of them weren't able to make it out, unfortunately, but most of them did, which was really cool. I think we all enjoyed each other's company. Nobody fucking snagged at each other's throats. You know, we didn't want to kill each other by the end. We actually gamed that night.
That's
The day
sick.
we all came back. Dude, it was a lot of fun. There was one thing. There was two things actually. Can I bring up one?
Yeah.
Okay, because I think you're gonna find this super interesting, and everybody tuning into this podcast, I think is gonna find it quite odd. I think some people might agree or be able to see eye to eye with this thought process, but I find it absolutely fucking weird. Now, Highland,
Yes.
look, man, I know you've got opinions and you've got your way of thinking, so I know you're gonna have some shit to say on this.
I always got some shit to say, dude.
Yeah, right. It never stops.
It never stops.
All right, so look, we go out.
Mm-hmm.
This is in Seattle. We go out. We're all having a couple drinks at this brewery. We're sitting outside in our own little table, like tucked in a corner, which was real sick. And we're eating, and they all know that I want a cat.
Yeah.
Right. Or like
you were looking at
I want a dog. I fucking love cats. I also want a dog, but I don't want to have to take care of a dog right now.
It's a pretty big responsibility.
It's a bigger responsibility. Whereas cats, like you
more
clean
independent.
Exactly, bro. They're very self-sufficient. And like I don't like cuddling, so the cat's gonna like want to cuddle with me sometimes, which I'm cool. But then also tell me to fuck off and go cuddle on his own, which I fucking love.
You're a cat.
You know, I'm a fucking bro. I'm a feline.
You're literally a feline.
But I'm a lion, baby.
Not whatever, bro. He's a beta that gets kicked out, has to go hunt on his own.
Chill, dude. Chill.
No,
Get off my shit.
Just kidding. Anyways.
All right. Look. All right. So being the lion that I am,
I
obviously want a cat, and my friends know this. So one of my friends, his girl was there, and she's like, "Oh no, my buddy Vincent." He goes, "He's a little shit starter, bro. He's a little shit starter. I love him to death, but he fucking likes to talk shit, just stir the pot, right?"
Yeah.
So he goes, "Hey, bro, look, I don't know how to," just out of nowhere. He's like, "Hey, bro, I don't know how to tell you this, but my girlfriend said if you get a cat, she don't trust you."
Just some straight out of pocket shit.
Just straight out of pocket, like he pulled out lint and threw it at me for no goddamn reason. And he goes, "Yeah." So he tells me that. I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah." And she looks at me and she's like, "Yeah." I said, "What? Like, where the first off, where did this come from? Yeah. Second off, fuck you." Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't say that. But I was like, okay, let's talk about this. Obviously, I'm very opinionated myself.
Yeah.
I want to know why.
Exactly. Well, so I mean, there needs to be a reason.
There's got to be some type of reason. And there was really no good reason other than the fact that, I think it's more because she doesn't like cats. And she thinks that any guy who owns a cat, or she said it like this. Let me back up. She goes, yeah, if I was dating a guy, or like I went to go meet a guy and I went over to his house and found out that he was single and had a cat, she immediately wouldn't trust him. And I never really got a clear and concise reason as to why.
There is no clear and concise reason. I'm sorry.
I don't understand. I don't understand. And I'm not shit talking her. Like,
yeah, no, you're allowed to
She's
think
a great gal.
Yeah.
She's fucking awesome. And it was an absolute pleasure going on this vacation with her. Well, and obviously all of my friends in general, but just having her along for the ride as well was dope as shit. She's super cool. She's very smart. She's very intelligent, intellectual. And she's got opinions, and I respect them. But except for this one.
Yeah, no, this one's a little out of the blue. And if you can't give a good fucking reasoning, then honestly, what the fuck?
It's just, dude, it's so weird. Like, because you know how there's always that like stipulation where it's just like, oh, this girl's gonna be like the cat lady.
Yeah.
Where she owns 1 million cats. It's like, well, I mean, is that really so bad? Like, if you have too many cats that you can't take care of them, I get it.
It's associated with like loneliness, though. That I think that's where it's coming from. Is because you have cats to fill like the relationships you can't have.
But it's the same thing with any dog, or with any pet, right?
Yeah, it's just cats seem to be the stereotype for some reason.
I wish I knew the history between cats and Egyptians, because didn't they like worship them to an extent?
Yeah. Yeah, well,
like,
I mean, they have
like
a whole
the guardian of the underworld.
Yeah, well, I think the guardian of the underworld is or who is it? It's not Anubis, is it? No, he was a dog though. He was a dog. He wasn't a cat. They worshipped cats and dogs, as far as I know. I don't want to get this all fucked up and twisted because I don't know my Egyptian history, on par. But I mean, they have a
Mm-hmm.
giant sand statue that is a sphinx, which is a
Right.
cat. So
Mm-hmm.
like, and every god and pharaoh has a cat by their side
Right.
in like any like sculptures or anything like that. So I'm gonna assume they do worship dogs and cats, and most of them had dog heads.
It's just, yeah, dude. It's weird, Like I was kind of offended just because, dude, you're on a trip with me, and whether I don't have a cat at the moment, but if I had a
What the
cat,
fuck does it matter?
yeah, I mean, like, what does it matter? And I think she was talking about in terms of like going to date somebody. Like, obviously, being friends with somebody is not an issue, but I think she was talking in terms of
It's
dating
still odd.
somebody who, a single male who owns a cat. I just found it really weird
It's still
because
an
it doesn't
odd
really make sense to
assumption.
me.
Yeah, it's still an odd assumption. Like
Yeah.
I've heard the like, if you see a black cat run across or whatever, like you're fucked, you're done,
Well, and that's
goodbye.
another thing. If you think that way, what if you own a black cat?
Yeah,
That cat is crossing you every fucking day,
but I don't think
every
those
few
people. I don't
minutes.
think the people who think that way own a black cat.
No, they're gonna fucking own a black cat.
Yeah, you think so?
No, dude, are you kidding me?
I don't know, dude. I just it's such a weird concept. Like without any reasoning,
Hmm.
it's really hard to like logistically put the pieces together and see where somebody's coming from with a statement like
Right.
that.
I'm gonna be the same person, Like I'm gonna be the same guy without my future cat versus future me with a cat. Like I'm gonna be the same guy.
Yeah, you're just gonna have a cat.
It's
It's the only fucking
Yeah, it's like,
difference.
bro, it's like you said. Sure, does it get lonely around here in my one bedroom, one bath apartment by myself? I mean, yeah, fucking obviously,
But you're not trying to
you
fill a
know.
void in your heart. Like it's not
Y-
that
y-
deep.
I just kind of want something else, just kind of like running around.
Yeah.
$300 security deposit, $30 extras a month to have just like a little somebody who can't necessarily speak words to me,
Yeah.
and annoy me in that way. But I think, why not? I don't want to I don't want to have to worry about my dog or a dog ripping up my apartment,
Yeah.
or I would rescue a dog is what I would do, I
Yeah. No,
think, unless I get,
100%.
and that's what I would do because I'm not going to go search for a puppy. If obviously a puppy was offered to me for a good deal,
Hmm.
I'd probably take that puppy. But until then, like, there's a million fucking dogs that need a home, but I don't want to have that much responsibility of taking it out every
Yeah.
morning and then taking it out when I get home and then before I go to bed. Like, I have other shit that I really want to do, which is why, like, I think a cat would fit me perfectly because a cat just wants love surrounded around it, I think.
Yeah.
I think a cat wants to know that it's safe in its environment. And if I can save a cat and do that and still have it do its own thing, a few feet away from me and not all up on my dick, then I'm good with it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. I think there are more upsides like to having a cat for a person than
Yeah,
there are downsides. Like,
absolutely, dude. Absolutely. So it was really weird, man. I know Vincent just wanted to throw that out there to stir the pot, and it made for a great, like lunch, like drink
conversation.
conversation. But it was really weird, man. But like I said, she's fucking awesome, and she's very intelligent. Other than that thought process, uh,
Everyone
and
has
then she's
those,
stupid.
everyone
No,
has those things.
yeah, it's one of those things. Like you said, and it doesn't really even fucking matter because I'm not gonna date her. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
I think.
It's just like, would you kind of like, if I was hit with that question, I probably
Mhm.
wouldn't even like amuse. I wouldn't even amuse the question. Like, I don't even know if I'd give an answer back because I would just be, my little opinionated ass in my head would just be like, man, what the fuck is she talking about? And
Oh,
and
dude,
just
yeah.
kindly throw it off. But
Uh huh.
like, I don't know. It's just so weird. I forgot what I was gonna say now, where I was going with that, but yeah, no, it's a
No,
weird
it's
thing.
cool. Dude. You know me, and I have opinions, and everybody that knows me, especially like my IRL homies, my best friends, they know me, and they know I have a shit ton of words, and I have a shit ton of beliefs and just opinions. I'm very opinionated, and they all know that. But I have a lot of respect for my boy Vincent. That I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going to disrespect this girl,
Exactly.
even if, and that should go through everything. That's like a life lesson.
100%.
If you shouldn't disrespect somebody by their belief system. If you can have a good conversation, a respectful conversation, or even it's a clash of opinions or a clash of beliefs, then 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 do it. But
Yeah.
if you can't hold back the disrespect or the rudeness, then don't fucking have the conversation.
Yeah, no, I believe that 100%, but like that really has a fine line on it with beliefs
Mm-hmm.
and opinions. Just because like, you know, you could say like, and this is gonna go a little deeper than I mean it, but like
That's okay.
you know, you could say like, oh well, this person is racist, and like that's their opinion,
Uh-huh.
like their opinions are racist, and I mean if
Yeah.
they fucking are, then like still try not to be disrespectful, but like there there isn't really respect for those kind of opinions for me personally. Like, I
Right.
probably won't attack somebody, but I know that my opinions probably aren't going to change theirs. I'll try and have the conversation, but
I'm with that.
yeah,
I'm with
you know what
that.
I mean? Like, it's that fine line when it comes to just
Mm-hmm.
silly stuff about fucking a cat and like what kind of person that could make you.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like, well, you can shrug that off because it's a harmless like belief. Like it's
Right.
just harmless. But what I was
Right.
gonna
Yeah.
say, it does make you think. Like, do other girls think like this? That's the only question I'd have in my mind. Is like, do other women think that because I own a cat, I can't be trusted?
Look, let's turn to the comments real quick, guys. If or gals, if there are any gals listening, and I'd love to hear Mama Chunk's
Oh, she'll give
take
it.
on this.
She'll give it. That's where I got
Yeah,
my opinionated ass from.
yeah, I love to hear it. But if there are any other gals listening to this, let us know what you think. I mean, if you meet a handsome guy
A
you're
young
interested
lion.
in, a young lion, a young cub. Well, I guess, baby lions, aren't they still kittens, right?
I'm
Are
pretty
they
sure they're
still considered
cubs.
kittens?
They're cubs.
Cubs?
Yeah.
You might be. Yeah, I think you're right. So if there are any young cubs out there that you're interested in, and they own a very smaller young cub, are you turned off by that? Let us know,
Yeah.
because we need to know. This is for research,
This is for research purpose only.
science,
Science.
science,
Also,
bitch.
drop your numbers down below in the comment. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Hi, Jack.
Research purpose only. Hi, Jack. Bro, she drops her number in the comments section. That's a fucking conversation. I tell
Oh no,
you
I
what.
just can't wait till I see the comment where she goes off on you for saying that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But dude, again, let's just cap this entire Seattle talk, except for one last thing. Seattle with the Friends was dope. I still respect her and her opinions and beliefs, even though they don't make fucking sense.
Yeah,
Uh,
is what it is.
but it is what it is, and it was cool. It was a great fucking time,
Mhm.
and dude, something really excited happened again in Seattle.
Okay.
Let me tell you.
Okay, you tell me.
So I met Bad Habit IRL.
I still that still blows my mind that you met him.
Crazy, right?
Like I didn't think any of the homies were gonna meet IRL at least until another year, if that.
Yeah, yeah. This was under unusual circumstances,
Mm-hmm.
which I'll tell you later. And I know I touched on it a little bit, but I can tell you exactly what like the cause of like why we met. It was all for good reasons.
Yeah.
Nothing bad. No, I'm just kidding. I wanted to fight that bitch, dude. Motherfucker, I'm in his territory. I gotta show him. I gotta show him that I own the PN dub, dude.
Yeah. Pull up in your Camry. Hey yo.
Yeah, yeah. But what's cool, man, is like you feel like going into a situation like that, you would think it's weird, right? Because we all met online.
Yeah.
And then when people meet online, like even if you're dating online
Mm-hmm.
and you go to meet IRL, it like there's a weirdness to it.
For a little bit, yeah.
Right, like an awkwardness. I didn't feel that with Habit. It was supernatural,
Yeah.
We gave each other little smoochies through our
Mm-hmm.
masks. Yeah, it was real nice. He made me feel really comfortable.
That's
Actually.
good. Well, I feel like that's how it would be with all the homies, just because like we all got so close so quick.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Spend hours. We spending hours on Discord
Hundreds
with
of
each
hours,
other.
I think.
Just hanging out,
Just hanging
bro.
out. Yeah.
But yeah, so it was real cool, man. I almost last thing is I was almost gonna meet Will, but he came into town
Mm-hmm.
while I was working, so he wasn't able to hit me up, or I wasn't even able to go out. But he would have been another guy that I would have been able to meet,
Yeah, he's super
as well
chill.
as yeah, he's super fucking chill, bro. A beautiful man. Will's a beautiful man.
Beautiful man, dude. Just a beautiful piece of meat. Like, stellar guy. Stellar. He
Oh,
actually hit
between
me
two
up on
pieces
Snap. Yeah, he hit me up on Snapchat asking how I was the other day, and I'm like, some of my,
Oh,
my
yeah.
homies don't even do that. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't ever want to fucking talk to you outside of this podcast.
Yeah,
bro.
I know. It's
I'm
ridiculous.
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, the only thing you hit me up for last time was like, yo, we doing the pod? It's like, yes, sir. Got no reply
Oh,
back.
yeah.
I was like, let's do it.
That's all I need to know. Bro, if only things were that simple, right?
Yeah.
Like going like when you're dating a girl, and I'd love to get your take on this too, because you know, you
Love
have a
to
girlfriend.
touch on this.
But like when you're like, we're simple as dudes, like we're pretty simple. We have our own opinions, and when we want to get deep into conversation, we can, but we don't need to know all the details exactly. You know, with something like this.
100%.
It's like, hey, we doing the pod? Yep. All right, cool. This time,
it's a different
cool.
relationship.
Done.
Yeah.
It's it. It's super. It's what's it like between you and Jack when you guys are like texting, or if it's something like, oh, hey, are we gonna, you know, meet up in FaceTime later? Like, does it get more complicated than that?
It can get more complicated than that. Like recently, it kind of got more complicated than that. Just like making time for each other, basically.
Okay.
To like put like, you know, like, because we don't really like set days that we're gonna FaceTime, just because, you know, schedules are everywhere, and like, you know, so there was a point where I did have to say like, hey, look, like, you know, I'm kind of get thrown under the rug a little bit.
Oh, so, you didn't feel like you had you were getting enough time with her?
Well, yeah, and I'm comfortable saying it because I don't think she'll be upset by that, because like it wasn't really her doing anything like wrong. It was her just having, you know, going out and having a good time, and I'm happy that, like, you know, she'd go out and have a good time with her friends and whatnot. But it was like she would hang out with her friend every single day, and then I would kind of get like the last hour of the day with her before she'd go to bed. Right. So, you know, that was really frustrating for me, because I was like, like, you know, I love talking to her any time of the day, but like,
yeah,
it would be nice to, like, you know, talk to you while you're not about to fall asleep. You know what I mean? So like, it can get more complicated than that. But other than that, either she just calls or I calls, and one of us picks up, or we don't pick up, and we just explain like, oh, I'm out right now doing something, or I can't talk right now, I'm doing the podcast, or like that kind of thing. It's really not much more complicated, other than just like trying to manage enough time between like the relationship and like outside life.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. I mean, when two people come together and they're in a long distance relationship, yeah, I mean, those feelings are going to happen. I mean, I wouldn't feel guilty if I was you, because I think it's, I think you're in the right.
She's so amazing. Like, she understood. Like, I explained it to her. Like, I brought it up to her. I was like, hey, look, I just want to like mention this, and like, I just don't want it to be a repeating pattern, so we don't get in an argument about this. And like, you know, our arguments are really usually tame, and they get solved pretty quickly.
Yeah. And they're more just like
conversations and explaining like what's going on, like how we feel. And so I just told her how I felt, and she was just like, I'll change that. And I was like, yeah, that's all she said. She's like, okay, I understand where you're coming from, and I'll change that. And fucking, you know, everything's Gucci. So like, fucking props to her, because, you know, lots of people in general would have just been like, fuck you, like I don't see where the problem is, right?
Yeah, or they do see the problem, but they don't
want to change it. Yeah, so like, you know, it's that willingness to like sort out the problem and compromise that, you know, it kind of holds everything together.
And that's exactly why I'm glad that she's like that. I'm very happy for you guys on it, 100%, honestly, because that's dope, and it's super rare. It's weird that you say that, because like, I'm on the other end. Like, I just like, this is how I know like I'm not ready to be in a relationship, is because there's a million other things that I want to do. Yeah, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to, if I'm in a long distance relationship, I wouldn't be, but I don't want to sit on the phone. I don't want to make time at a specific time. I just kind of want everything to happen when it just happens, you know, or I don't want to schedule time. Like, you know, that old school way where it's just like with the boomers who are like, okay, look, we got this and this going on, X, Y, and Z happening Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, you know, Wednesday, we got to take the kids here and do this. Let's have sex Friday night, because the kids are going to be out of town. It ain't like that type of, I hate that.
Yeah, it ain't like that. Like with us, like it's not scheduled.
Good. Yeah, like I want to show you my dick randomly. On
Bro,
yeah,
I'm not gonna get into that, but fucking
dude, you put what if you put googly eyes on your pee pee and she calls you and
oh
you
my
answer
god, I'm gonna
it,
fucking do that. I'm actually gonna
bro.
do that because I've literally, I've literally fucking like I don't know, like you know, just a relationship through FaceTime is just like it's obviously hard because you can't be physical,
Uh-huh. You're
and
right.
I've just been like, fucking. You know, you gotta keep things interesting. I'm just like,
You
I'm gonna spray
do.
silly string on my fucking dick. You know what I mean?
Oh, put some fucking Christmas tinsel
Yeah,
around it.
literally.
Light it up like a Christmas tree. Don't fucking lie. You ain't that big. Get out of here.
No, no, no. You know, it would be one of those miniature Christmas trees from Walmart.
Oh, cute. The ones
Oh
that
God.
dance.
God, oh fuck me, dude. If she ever said that, if I sent something like that, she went all cute, I'd literally throw up and cry.
Yo, shit happens though, bro. Shit that happens. But like, okay, like if you had like the gigantic package though, I mean, would she say the same thing? Would she just be like, "Wow, that thing is cute"? Like how
I
would she?
Man, I
You
actually
know what I
have no
mean?
idea because like that conversation has never really came up. It's just been like, you know, it's just been chill. No one really says anything and just go about our day in that area of a relationship.
Bro, why can't girls do that though? Like,
What do you mean?
let's say, I mean, you're an average, you're average sized dudes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody's out there, or maybe let's say even like below average sized dudes. If a girl is with that guy because she wants to be, and she really doesn't care about the size of that guy,
Yeah.
you know, then why not just build up his confidence and be like, "Damn, baby, it was good," you know, like
Well, like yeah,
build up his self esteem.
see like this is so weird to like fucking talk about actually with somebody that's like not her because like I don't know, it's just a weird conversation. But like
It is a little. I think this is interesting though.
okay, it is really interesting. I I don't know because my mom watches this. I don't want to get into too much detail about my dick, but
Okay, I mean, don't go into too much
like
detail, but
I'll just you know shit's fine. Like you know like we're fucking we're good down there. We're average, all right.
yeah,
So
right, right.
this is what I'm gonna say. Like she'll compliment she'll like I love it or it's my favorite. You know what I mean? Like she'll
Mm-hmm,
compliment like that kind of
mm-hmm,
stuff. But like I don't know. I feel like with guys like just the whole pressure for that like just to be above average or to whatever, getting those
uh-huh,
compliments seem almost rhetorical. Like they almost seem like oh well she knows that, you know, she knows that
mm-hmm.
it's not what she really wants, so she's compensating by saying that it's whatever, trying to make you feel better about it because she knows that it's not like, you know, it's not above average or that kind of
Right.
thing. So like because like I, you know, I've never really felt that way, but I know people like, you know, I've had this conversation actually with homies before.
Yeah.
But like it does feel rhetorical almost. Like it just doesn't feel like they actually mean it. It more feels like a booster confidence, but that kind of just drains your confidence a little bit more. Like it would
I
kind
see
of
what you're
drain
saying.
mine. You know what I mean? Because it'd be like, oh well, she's just saying that, right? It's like one of those. She's just saying that to like make me feel better.
Yeah, okay. Like if she was just like if you know, you guys are doing the dirty or you're you know, you're about to let's say a dude enters the room and he's in his towel and then just rips it off. And he's just like like he's just like flaccid there, like he's just chilling.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, I guess you would have to put on like a really good act to make it sound more natural.
That's what I mean.
Um,
Like you could definitely do it, but
yeah.
like and like I think like if it's going to happen like physically it's a little bit different in the
Mm-hmm.
moment, but
Right.
like like you know over the phone it kind of just like you have time to sit there and think like fuck, does she mean it? You know what I mean? Like because you're not in that moment.
Right. Right. I
So
don't, you know, I don't know. I mean, I think that stems from like an insecurity factor where like if you're if you're second guessing, and it's completely natural for somebody to be
oh yeah,
insecure about
100%.
them.
Yeah.
Thank you, pornography, for doing that
Yeah,
to
literally
the
fucking
manhood.
Johnny Sins doing all these careers.
Yeah,
God
yeah.
damn.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like that's like that guy. These guys are not human. Like they
No,
have alien things hiding
literally.
in their pants. Also, if you're underage, don't look up Johnny Sins.
Yeah,
You don't
please
want to see it.
don't. Please don't look up Johnny Sins. He's a doctor. He's a streamer. He's a an
He's a
athlete coach.
son.
He's a
He's a
son. He's a
stepbrother.
stepbrother. He's a dad. He's an uncle. Like this guy is a man of many trades.
Many.
He's
got many feathers in his cap.
Yes, his resume could wipe out Billy Gates in 4 seconds. Let's just say
and
that
his dick can too.
One slap and man's got jaw surgery. Like, cool.
I don't know, bro, but like, look, if you're in the heat of the moment, and we don't have to go on this dick talk for too long, right? Because it's weird. But it's just like
interesting.
It is interesting, but if a girl was just like, right? Because I'm like, I'm like an average dude myself, and it's just like, if a girl, like, we're about to get into it and she wanted it regardless of the size, and she goes like, damn, baby, or says something like,
sure,
damn, James, like, fucking stick it in me or something. I'm like, dude, I'm getting even fucking harder. My dick is busting through its own skin.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's 100% fair. Like, I don't know, and shout out to the chicks who don't care.
Yeah, or make it work.
Yeah, exactly, or make it work. Like, shout out to my girlfriend.
Yo, shout out to Jack. But you bring up a really good point, bro. You said something that brought up a good point in my head. This is where communication in a very sexual relationship comes into play.
Yeah, 100%.
Because like if a guy's below average, or he's a little small, smaller than the average or whatever, or let's say he's even big and doesn't know how to use it, then the girl is just gonna be like, what? But it's up to the lady or whoever, or your partner in general.
Yeah, she's got to communicate and talk to you and tell you what's up.
Your partner has to communicate, and you have to communicate as well. Like, you can't just go for it. And if you're just getting into the age of becoming sexual or losing your virginity, like, talking during this act or these moments,
it's important.
Is a very important.
Yeah,
you should be communicating, because if she's like, oh, I want it a little bit to the left, or rotate your hips a little bit, rotate your hips. And if you don't know how, try a couple things,
just
be like,
give it a try.
Like here,
yeah.
Oh wait, back this way a little bit. Oh, you like that? Okay, perfect. We'll go with this.
Yeah. The worst that happens is you just keep trying to do something.
Right. Exactly.
Like that,
or hurt your partner, and then
okay. Well, I mean, like
I know.
If you're losing your virginity in such a way that you're hurting your partner, you're a fucking madman. Like, you're a madman. Like, I don't know.
You know what we should name this episode?
Losing our virginities.
Sex ed, bro.
Oh shit.
That's episode number 12. Sex ed.
Rule 1: don't lose your virginity on a sex swing. Rule 2.
Oh man, but you should know that, because I think you had mentioned to me before, and you said something like growing up, like you were very like hormonal, or you were very like,
I was a little fucking shit stain. Yeah,
and that's why we call you Andrew Glauberman.
Get the fuck out of here! I would have got my hair cut.
Andrew Glauberman.
I'm not Andrew Glauberman anymore. I'm the main character from Big Mouth now.
Where's your hormone monster?
Get out of here with that. Oh my god, just kidding. Yeah. You know what? I'll take the role of Andrew Glauberman. Fuck it, whatever. I'm built like Roger the Alien from fucking American Dad. That's how Andrew Glauberman is built, dude. Built like Roger the Alien. But yeah, no, it's a whole weird thing, and like, I don't know. It's definitely, because this is my first like actual serious online relationship. It's so weird. Like, there's so many awkward barriers you have to break. You know what I mean? Like,
definitely.
There's just, and like once you break them, it doesn't seem so awkward anymore. It feels a lot more natural. But I think, like, obviously, like, if you are in a long distance relationship and you're listening to this, wait until both of you are ready to like pursue those things.
Right.
But, I would suggest definitely trying it, because if you are planning to meet one day, it's going to make like that, being physical with each other a lot fucking easier.
Very true.
So like,
very true.
Take your time, but definitely, definitely, give her a shot when you're ready. That's a kind of piece of advice. Huh?
Or him a shot.
Or him a shot. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, fucking,
or they, them,
or
whatever.
Anyone, any persons. Yeah, no, but
persons.
Yeah, no, shout out, I can't really say anything. There's been lots of frustrations in the
Mm-hmm. Of
relationship, mostly on my
course.
side because of my beliefs and how she's pretty laid back and chilled. Like she definitely has her opinions, but like I will say something when it bothers me, and she will too. But like I will be the first to be like, hey, look, like this really frustrates me, and it mainly has to do towards COVID. Like if most of our arguments have been towards COVID
Right.
related, just because
Sure.
of the way I kind of see things and the way she kind of sees things.
Well, it doesn't help that the border's closed and, Chunk, if you're out there fucking partying up a storm, and you're not being safe or not wearing
Well,
your mask and something happens, like you can't come over here.
that's the
And
thing is
you
like
know what I
it's
mean?
it's a little reversed. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Sure, whatever.
yeah,
Either way.
it's a little reversed. So like, because I'm the complete opposite, and she's not going out partying or anything, but like, I'm the complete opposite when it comes to that. Like, I am going to stay home and be safe and protect my community and the people around me. Because like
Mm-hmm.
the way I think about it, and this is kind of gonna get deep and serious, but I think more people should think about it this way. Is like, I
Mm-hmm.
looked up how many people died from COVID, and it was 3.44 million. Um,
Total from the time it started
from the time it
to now.
started, yeah, and it's still going up like tremendously when I looked.
Sure.
Um, and when I think about it, it's like, would I rather stay at home, protect my family, and protect the people around me, and or would I rather take the chance and go out frequently and have somebody get sick? Like I could be asymptomatic, or I could have COVID and not know because of how long it takes for symptoms to kick in, right?
Right.
Because of the 2 week period.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's like the people that have died, it's so unfortunate because lots of them would have lived longer lives previous to COVID,
Right.
right? So when I think about it, it's kind of like what do we value a random person's life? Like what do you put a random person's life? Like what kind of value do they have? For me, it's invaluable. Like I don't know them, but they're still somebody's father, they're still somebody's daughter, they're still somebody's grandmother, they're still somebody's aunt, right? It may not
Mm-hmm.
affect me directly and I'll never know about it, but like it's still somebody's important person, family member that is irreplaceable. So like,
True.
that's why I'm so strict on COVID for me. And when I see people close to me do shit that puts other people's life in jeopardy potentially, it really frustrates me because it's somebody else's mother, daughter, father. So like, what are we valuing their lives at? Oh, for going out and having going out every week and doing all this shit? Like no, like their lives are more valuable than that to me. So I'm gonna stay inside and protect my family, my community, because I would be really, if you flip it and like say my dad died from COVID, I'd be
Mm-hmm.
really fucking pissed off that some asshole, because he doesn't go out much,
Right.
we stay inside and we try to stay safe. But I'd be really pissed off that some asshole who is sick or asymptomatic, and it's hard to fucking tell when you're asymptomatic, but we should just be, social distancing regardless during the situation. But if
Mm-hmm.
he got sick from some dude, I'd be really pissed off. And he passed away. Like I would have a lot of anger that somebody didn't take in consideration that they could make somebody else sick and pass away. You know what I mean?
Sure. Sure.
So when
Well,
you put yourself in those shoes,
let me play devil's avocado here for a
sure,
sec.
100%.
Just for the sake of it. Because like if I go out, look, I'm obviously gonna wear a mask and stuff. Like
Yeah,
it's whatever. Like I'm gonna wear a mask. I'm not gonna I hate it, but I'm gonna wear a mask because of all those reasons. Um, but like how much life is one person living, whether it's you or me? How much life are we living if we're constantly staying away from everybody?
yeah, but like,
Like, are we actually living? Are we truly
okay,
living at that point, or are
I
we just gonna sit there
yeah,
and not, like not live? We're
I
not
can see,
doing anything.
I can see your point, but I have a couple counterpoints to that for the devil's avocado.
Okay.
So even for those elderly people, because
Hmm.
a lot of elderly people have passed away because of COVID, and now young people are starting to go too, but majority has been elderly.
Yeah.
The we sacrifice a year or 2 years to stay inside, right, of our lives.
Yeah.
Well, they could have had 10 more years to live. You know what I mean? And like,
True.
you know what I mean? So like, like, what's better? we sacrifice our 2 years, or we don't give a fuck and we take away their 10 years. Or for even the younger kids that are now dying at 13 years old here in Canada as well, we sacrifice their entire life because we didn't want to stay in for maybe a year or two.
Mm-hmm.
Morally, to me, that's wrong. That's not how I would do it.
We've already gone. It's been over a year now.
Yeah.
We're obviously moving in that direction where things are getting better. Those death numbers
they're dropping and vaccines are rolling out and it's showing good progress.
Correct.
And
exactly. But even then, I mean, the vaccines that are coming out, like they haven't been, I believe, and maybe I read this wrong, but they haven't been fully FDA approved, but they have been approved to be able to go out because it's in an emergency situation.
I believe they have been FDA approved because that requires 3,000 tests with no issues. When me and my mom were looking at it, the COVID-19 vaccine was tested on 44,000 people before it got put out.
But I think we were those. I mean, the 3,000 people, the vaccine started rolling out. Obviously, they're going to do it on people who
want to be do. They were asking, do you guys? Well, they were volunteers for the vaccine.
I don't think that there's a full FDA approval out there yet.
Okay, I think it's fair enough.
I think it's been approved on the fact that it's an emergency situation, and I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
you know, like that's good. That's a good reason for it to come out.
Let me just check real quick.
Yeah, definitely. While you look that up, John, I mean, the J&J has been completely recalled. That is a bad look.
Yeah, but you gotta do the research on that because 6 people got blood clots from it out of 6.8 million doses administered. One person died.
Recalled or no?
I don't.
The
don't know.
J&J vaccine was recalled.
Okay, it might not be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Then that's fine. I'm not sitting here trying to prove you
no,
wrong
no. I get what you're saying.
Just, going off of a technicality. But there has been
okay. If the J&J was recalled, fair enough. But if you look at the statistics, it's such a time. It's killed. The COVID-19 vaccines have killed people. Yes, with very rarely, like it's very rare. But in comparison to how many people have died from COVID and have long-term illness from COVID, such a small like we just got to put that in perspective, right?
But what I'm saying is though, and this isn't even the point that I'm trying to make, is the fact that John, the fact that there has been a vaccine, or we'll just say a medication in general, that has been recalled regardless of how many deaths and injuries have occurred because of it. That's not really the point that I was trying to make. The point I was trying to make is that we're not going to be able to go into fully living until this thing completely stops. And some people think that, this is just not going to stop.
It won't stop. So, it'll be like the flu. Like that's what, but the vaccine, somebody, an elderly man, for instance, he got his vaccine, then he got COVID.
Yeah.
Again, but he was asymptomatic. Sure. It didn't kill him. So once everyone has the vaccine, it's going to be like the common flu for the most part. That's what is going to happen. And like, I'm not just like saying like this is my opinion. Like it is my opinion, but from what I can see in the information I've gathered and the information my mom is telling me and like, showing me on websites and like credible sources,
right?
That COVID-19 will never go away. It'll be like the flu, but the vaccine is just dulling it down so it is like the flu and isn't killing people.
What about the people who think that, well, if everybody else has the vaccine and I don't get it, then I'm kind of safe because of everybody else? What about the people who think that way?
Well, because I can't speak. I can't speak for them, but if they are medically fit to get it and they don't, well, that's their choice.
Right.
Like we will have herd immunity at some point, but I don't think it's going to be anytime too quickly. So like I would suggest getting the vaccine, and if you are scared about getting it, talk to your doctor about which one is safe for you.
Right. The Pfizer has been shown to be good.
Pfizer and Moderna, they both have RNA. I'm getting Moderna, I believe, on the 31st of May.
I'm just
So
saying, I guess like the entire thing about like, just like the freedoms and everything and just living, it seems really weird. And because we're in a really fucked up situation
yeah,
and like it's like the first of its kind, really. I mean, the first type, I guess I should say,
that we've lived through.
that we've lived through exactly. So it's just like, how are we living if we're not really allowed to live, or if we're living with a high amount of restriction? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it'll change, but like we go throughout history and we look at the bubonic plague, we look at the
Mm-hmm.
Spanish flu. Look at how many
Yeah.
people that killed. That is what happens without restriction. That
Right.
is what happens when, and medical science wasn't as great back then. Sure,
Right. No, definitely, definitely.
definitely not. But at the same time, more people would have died without these restrictions.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's kind of where it all ties back into my head of like, I will give up 2 years of my life. It fucking sucks,
Mm-hmm.
but I will give up the years of my life so that other people can live and still be a child and still be a father and still be a mother and still have
Right.
the rest of their lives to live on, because it is such a small sacrifice. That's just kind of my morality and like how I think about it.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. So
So
it
what?
isn't
So what
FDA
happens?
approved, by the way. It isn't. You are right.
So okay, and and that's fine. It wasn't about trying to prove you wrong
Yeah.
or
No. No.
anything. It was
No.
just
It's good to know.
it is very good to know. Yes, it is 100% good to know. But what happens at the end of the 2 years when nothing has slowed down? Because you're right. I can happily sacrifice 2 years. Because I'm still fortunate enough to still work.
Yeah.
Again, I have no problem wearing a mask. I have no problem doing any of this stuff. And I know a lot of businesses, like if you wanted to go skydiving, for instance, that's not a necessity. But I'm pretty sure you can still go skydiving during this time, right?
Yeah. I
Um,
have no
and I'm
idea.
just kind of yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
just looking at like like on a spectrum of what you're able to do. You're a lot of us are able to do just about everything
Yeah.
right now, but I'm just saying like
Was gonna say the restrictions aren't actually like ridiculously restrictive, because
anymore.
you can still, well, yeah, like Canada has been out of full lockdown for a while now, and America
Yeah.
has been out of full lockdown for a while now, and like that's part of the reason why it's still going so strong, like COVID
Hmm.
itself, because
Yeah.
we aren't taking, their restrictions, they're not the law, right?
Right.
So not nobody, but a lot of people aren't taking it seriously, and that's kind of where the irony is for me, is
Yeah.
that these people are bitching about, well, what are we gonna do? When's our next summer? But you keep going out and you keep making the situation worse. You're part of the problem,
Right.
not the solution. So stop fucking complaining.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm kind of like, well, I mean, and if things are getting better. Like Canada already has, and I can't really speak for the U.S. because I don't know too much about the plans and haven't heard too much about the plans for like reopening fully. But Canada
Yeah.
has a 3-step reopening plan once a percentage of Canada is vaccinated. So I didn't read the full thing. But once 75% or 70% of Canada is vaccinated, they will reopen the borders to the US,
Right.
and more people will be going back to work. Once 90%, it's going to be like normal life for the most part. Once 90, because then that's where the herd immunity comes in.
Yeah.
And and those deaths start crawling and creeping way down, and you can go back to work, and we may not have to wear masks by that time, and like because Canada is so small in population, BC itself is already, I think, 60% vaccinated.
Nice.
So like things are happening, and they're happening a lot faster than we thought, because at
Yeah.
the
No,
start of
it's
COVID
good.
we thought like 5 years we'll have a fucking vaccine.
Yeah. I mean,
What we thought.
it usually takes a lot longer, which is why I think a lot of people are scared of going
Fair,
to take
fair
it.
enough.
You know,
Fair
you know
enough.
what I
But
mean?
like, still educate yourself. Like, don't
Yeah,
look
definitely.
don't
Yeah.
look at the fucking dude on Facebook, the fucking white right
Come on,
wing
man.
fucking dude on Facebook posting about this shit.
Well,
Look it up.
yeah. I mean, right wing,
Educate.
left wing, I don't really care, but I know what you mean.
But
I know what you mean.
that's the majority. Like, sorry, from my perspective, that is the majority fucking of people who are posting about being sheep and getting vaccinated and microchips and all this other shit. That's the majority of people I see.
Get your microchips here. Get
Exactly.
your microchips.
Exactly. So, I don't mean to call out any, skin color or political, whatever, but that is the majority that I'm seeing over the social media.
Right.
Is the more right wing and predominantly white from what I see. But like you have every right to be scared about it. It is a rushed vaccine, but it's doing its job. It's working. It's making things better for us. It's protecting people. It's saving people's lives. And sure, it's taken some people's lives, but in comparison of what COVID has done, it's a lot better than not administering the vaccine.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, do your research. Like it's literally at your fingertips to find this information. You know what I mean? Like, kind of think for yourself. And like I saw this, I was reading this article. It was kind of like about psychology and about how people judge and make their opinion about the first thing they see.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of that shit is the first thing people see, and like depending on their surroundings kind of thing. So, question it. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to change your opinion if you find new information. Like, it's hard. It's hard to, there's been so many times where I've been like, I'm wrong, but I don't want to change my opinion because I'm stubborn. But, now that I've come to be a little bit more like, okay, this is new information and I'm going to change my opinion because I found this new information, and it's factual. It's not just an opinion anymore. It's based off of fact. So, do your research, educate yourself. Again, if you're scared, please talk to your doctor about which vaccine is right for you.
Definitely. And just keep yourself safe.
Keep yourself safe. Yeah, we hope everyone is safe. Holy shit, we're at 56 minutes.
Yeah, roll us the fuck out of here, bro.
All right. Thank you guys so much for freaking listening to our rambling about COVID and Seattle, and it was a great podcast. Sexual education. That's right. That one literally left my head. I don't know why. It's just the COVID rants go fucking crazy in my brain.
Yeah, right. No, you're good.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed episode 12. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you again for episode 13.
Peace.
Bye.